Hello you, a wrong channel. Welcome to my work desk. Different setup today, may sound very different, and this is ChinnyVision 2, the slightly shambolic second channel of ChinnyVision, where no effort goes into what we're doing, and things will probably go wrong because I've got a repair to do today. In fact, it's the first of 2 repairs, but I'll put them out as separate videos because I've bought a couple of joysticks and they're not quite right. Now this is a joystick I had back in the day, and I immediately, when it arrived, knew that it wasn't right. It's a Cheetah Mach 1. About 15 quid. These were new. 87, 88 around then. Top of the Cheetah range. Properly microswitched. And a clicky steel shaft. I haven't cleaned this up or done anything to it. But the thing I noticed when it arrived, and you'll see here, is it's very loosey-goosey. They're always clicky and always loads of movement, and they're very, very solid sticks. But this one is, they don't waggle around like that. So I think it's get it open, find out what's wrong with it. I haven't been in one of these since, I had one of my, had my own back in the day. As I recall, these are in fire buttons independently micro switched. And what I used to do is when the switches used to knacker out, because we didn't know about contact cleaner and couldn't get replaced with micro switches back in the day, what I'd do is I'd nick the micro switch out of the right hand button and then put it in whichever direction had gone wrong and swap them over, which will keep you going for a bit until another micro switch went, and so on. So let's get it open. Have I got something to put my screws in? He says, looking around. It's pretty manky. Made in Taiwan, as you'd expect for something like this. Oh, one switch there. Oh, they're not. Oh, 2 out there. Where can I put those? Let's put them in there next to my ChinnyVision pen. ChinnyVision pen's still available, by the way, on the website. They're metal and quite nice quality, which is why they cost a bit more than I'd like. But yeah, I kind of went a bit nuts with them, really. But yeah. Also, still got a few ChinnyVision mugs left on. They're only available via Patreon. The ceramic mugs, ChinnyVision User Club mugs. There's not an awful lot of those left yet either. I've got to sort something out about a new batch with a new design. Yeah, so it's a bit different doing it here on my desk, actually. It's I've got, and the camera you'll notice is an action camera. You might not notice, rather than my normal camera. Is that dust on my desk? Don't know. Anyway, right. What do we have? That's all the screws out. So what's it? 25 years, 30 years of dirt holding this thing together. Oh, right. Oh, I see. It's got one of those on the switch. Right. Oh, okay. As I remember it. Very simple. Can't do a kind of zoom in on it. Zooming is kind of getting it closer to you on this. Right. It is that there that is the... Yeah, it's that spring there that provides the how much movement there is, and then the steel shaft goes into that. So if I put it in, it was in that way. Not a lot. It seems. Try it down like that. Try to flip it over and see if that does any difference. What other options have I got here? Does this come out in any way? Be careful, we've got these wires going up to the top there. You don't want to, although they come off. Right, which ones does it matter? It won't matter actually, will it? Because it's just a switch in the top there. Can I get those off? And I'll have a proper look, because I've got an idea there. Oh, sorry, bang the microphone. Production values here are really good, as you can see. Right, let's get those out. There. Yeah, I'm not kind of going for high production values here, as you can probably guess. So the black one goes at the bottom. That doesn't actually matter. That's the ground. And the two buttons at the top are exactly the same, so it doesn't matter which way round I put them back on. And this one's got... Right, the one on the right is orange, and the one on the left is black. That's the insides there, the guts of the thing. I will give, actually, while this is in, out, you see how I used to do? Take that one out and then plop it into whichever one is. They're slightly different microswitches. Don't ask me how, but they fit different tops. This one's got a flat top, presumably so it can be hit easier. This one's got a nubbed top, but it didn't make any difference. And they're very easy to service as well, because they are all just on... I'm not going to start putting out, but they're just on... They're not soldered. They are just on little connectors like that, if you can see there. If you can see that on there. I hope you can hear me, by the way. I'm using my pod track to record this, and the microphone's over. Oh, you can see it there. You can see the microphone. See, this is how professional this is. So, yeah. Right. I'm going to, while this is, I'm working on top, I'm going to put some deoxit gold into these microswitches. This stuff is the stuff to have for contact cleaners. No affiliation, no links telling you where to buy it. Just go and find it. But it's going to be expensive, but it works. And it works better than other ones I've tried. Oh. It's also highly poisonous. That's good for me spraying it around here. Right, let's wipe off the excess with some kitchen oil. Over there. Yeah, I mean, all these YouTube channels have professional setups to do this kind of thing, and I'm usually in the kitchen for this. But today I'm in my office on a Friday afternoon before the bank holiday. This stuff's safe on plastic as well. And if you can hear bird song, the window is open. And that's why... Work it in. So I'll probably put something on that auto fire switch as well there. Give it a bit more. About £1 billion worth of deoxit gold, but it will dry off fairly quickly. I mean, given the lethal chemicals in this stuff, it will. There we go. It's good stuff. Useful. I used it on my MSX most recently to the socketed Z80. It wasn't coming on sometimes, and it was just the socketed Z80 had just got a little bit of corrosion in it, so whipped the Z80 out, popped some deoxit in, popped it all back in, voila, fine. Because you can get that with socketed chips sometimes. I could take the thing entirely apart and clean it up, but I'm not going to do that because it's just a joystick. So there's quite a lot of dirt come off there, and you can see. I mean, you didn't need that, but you might as well, when you're in there, you might as well just pop that over there. And then let's have a look at this. So we've got a plastic connector there. And I'm looking for signs of wear, and I'm wondering, is that spring tight? No, it's not. That's interesting. I wonder if I can tighten this off, because that's what's causing the looseness. There, that. Over the years, that plastic there has worn down a bit, and possibly it's worn inside out. I'm wondering if I can just pop something over there, just to make it, you can see the wear there. It's just, I think that's what's causing it. I can't see anything else broken. It is just the fact that that plastic nub has worn a little bit. I wonder if I could put a little blob of Hot glue's not going to last, is it? Yeah, you can definitely see up the top there. It's where it's been catching it. It just... Can you see? Sorry, microphone. Can you see that there? Probably can't. If that camera can focus this closely, which it probably can't. Right. And I'm just puzzling, and then I'm running my fingers over this bit here. And I can feel there's a nub there, a nub there, and a nub there. Forward, there's not so much of a nub. You can see it there. It doesn't really protrude out as much. I can feel a little bit of wear there, a little bit of wear there. And these are the things that touch the microswitches. And of course, forward was where it was the loosest and the contact happens the last. I'm wondering if I can put, you can just, I don't know if the light's catching it, you can see definitely the back one there, and doesn't have much wear. Left and right have some wear, and then there it's flatter. And I think that's part of it as well. The plastic is just worn down over the years. So I'm wondering if I can get a blob of super glue on there. Hot snot won't be strong enough. So a blob of something on there just to make it so that protrudes out again. I can't think. I mean, hot snot might be the best option. There, if you've just got to be very careful with how much you use. I might just give it a blob of super glue and see where we end up, because it definitely feels flatter. Perhaps they're playing a lot of driving games, pushing forward the entire time, left and right, and therefore that's why the back is not worn as much. You can definitely feel it, but I'm feeling that the solution is possibly just one O-ring in the hole, just to tighten that all up, and then just a little bit of something there just to even it all out. I think it's always going to be loose, but I think we can just improve on this slightly. I mean, you can see there as well, there's wear just on that little bit there. If they were going forward, yeah, you can see, look, if you're forward the entire time, you can see why there's little bits of wear on there. Right, let's see if I've got any glue. Just had a brainwave while I was looking for the glue, and I've put down there, just as an experiment, these are slightly larger washers. I've put 2 little metal washers down, if you can see into there. See that shining there? 2 little metal washers, and what I've found is, because they're not soft like the O-rings, I'm getting, if I get that in there properly, line it all up, pop it down, right. It's feeling better. It's still loosey-goosey on the front, and still kind of loose there, but it's more, it's just returning better. I think if I can just get some of that little bit of, because any small amount down there equals to a large amount of movement up here, because the shaft is so big. See, down there doesn't, bottom it doesn't feel as bad, but up here it's like, whoa. So I'm just going to go and find something just to build that front one up just a little bit, just to get a little bit of this wiggle out of this. And I think, hopefully, if I don't mess it up, we'll be done. Behold my joystick rig of justice. It is a 2 rolls of gaffer tape and a sellotape, so that I can place this vaguely upright so the glue doesn't all run down. I'm going to put blobs on there, there, and there. I think we have aldite for extra danger. toxic to trees. Is that upside down fish? Do fish die like that? And exclamation mark. It contains things. Read label before you. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to try and mix. Is that the best thing to mix it on? I'm thinking to myself. Is that the best thing to mix it on? That'll protect the table. I just need something. That'll do. There you go. Free advertising for Aldite there. We use the back of that to mix it up, and we've got some cotton buds here. I only need a tiny quantity of this, and I'm literally just blob it on and leave it. And it's the instant 90-second stuff, so none of that tedious waiting around. Right. Oh, it's oozing. The smell of Aldite. Right. Okay, sorry the camera's not in the best position, but hey ho. Right, that should be enough. That should be more than enough. That should be more than enough. Whoa. Pull back. Right. We have more than enough there. That's supposed to go back on there. Did I read the instructions? No. Let's just put that on there. Getting higher than Zammo on glue fume. How is this supposed to... Oh, we've got a mixer on the side there. How handy. Anyway, that go back on there? No. Okay. What's it say about resealing? Snap off the resealable cap from between the syringe plugs. Yes. Break off the end seal. Yes. Refit the cap to close the nozzle for multi-use purposes. I am just like refit the cap. That's not how that works, is it? That is not a... There it is! It's on the blooming... These people who designed these... It's on... It said snap off the resealable thing. The resealable thing is in the handle. Oh, no, it goes that way. It goes that way. Right. Resealed. Okay. Let's mix the glue. This is what they want. Oh, the fumes. Oh, the fumes. I'm going to be overcome by fumes. And right, we just need a little blob. Little blobs, right? Little blobs of this. Just mix it all up. Mix it all up. 90 seconds, it says. 90 seconds. Enough mixing. This is the kind of quality content that you came here for, as I keep saying. Right, there's a little blob on there. Doesn't need to be much. It doesn't need to be much. All we're doing is just replacing all that wear and tear from over the years, where it is just worn down. And someone will say I'm using the wrong material. But this is ChinnyVision, where I used what did I use? I used acetone on plastic. That Spectrum, that was it. Which I shouldn't have done. You can definitely see where it's worn down. Just going to build that up again there. And I'm not saying this will last forever, but it's Aldite, so it should do okay. I reckon that one there just needs a little bit more. Actually, as well, while it's here, these little bits here are also wearing down. Can I just get into there? Just go there. Just to give it a little bit more on those two edges. See there's also a little bit of play. You can see it's setting already as I'm using it. That's why you don't make too much Aldite, because this stuff is hard to work with. It's definitely that one there. Definitely Just a little bit on there. Making sure it does not make contact with any of the joysticks. Again, it's aldehyde. It is going off really, really. Oh, it's a little bit there. It's a little bit on. It's becoming unworkable already because it's the good stuff. It's gone a bit hot snot there. I might just stop it wiggling around quite as much. But we've built out those main bits up. That's the main thing. Don't slip and I just do not want that to stick on there. Right, let's just leave that now. They have been built up nicely. That's gone off now. That's properly gone off down there. Right, so it's going to be a question of just leaving this, and hopefully that should be enough just between the washer in there and the extra kind of contact points on that front micro switch. It'd be the back one, won't it? It's going to be, so that if you're pushing forward, it's going to be anyway. One of them. It's always opposite, isn't it? So yeah, it'd be that one. That's front. That's back. Yeah. No. What am I talking about? I'm quite tired. Anyway, and I'm high on glue fumes now as well. Anyway, let's let it dry, and then I will give it a go. Right, so it's about 3 hours later, and the aldehyde on there has dried. So I've got blobs there, blob there, blob there, blob there. Yeah, that little bit of idle on there has worked. Not so much on there. Let's pop it in and see what the result is. I get the feeling it's still not going to be great, but we will see. Right, let's put that back there. Well, it's feeling a bit better left to right. Still a little bit loosey-goosey. Back was never a problem. Front. I could live with that. I could live with that. I'm having to hold it down because obviously the harder down it is, the more the spring's pushing this up. Still not. It's still the forward bit that if you're pushing it really hard, that's kind of. Yeah. I think it's going to need more work. It's improved, but there is still something still not something quite right about it. I'll get the screws back in and screw it together and just double check on it, because obviously that'll make a difference as well, how hard the screws are holding it in. Better, but yeah, like I said before, it's not. It's that forward motion. Some kid's been there going ah, ah, like that the entire time, and I think it's. I wonder what I could do to improve it. It's better. I mean, this isn't a day-to-day joystick anyway. It's not one I'd choose to use. I prefer Zip Stick or PowerPlay Cruiser, or push comes to shove a Competition Pro. This is what you had back in the day because it's the only thing you could buy locally. In my case, it was. So yeah, I mean, that's a Cheetah Mach 1 attempted repair. I dare say you could do more. Replace the micro switches would help. See if you can get a new spring thing for the middle, whether you can buy a bag of those things on eBay and put them in, and just it's got a bit more recoil, not recoil, less movement on it, so it actually feels a bit stiffer, because that's what's centering the joystick every time. It's nowhere near as bad. Left and right are fine. Back's fine. It's just that front motion. I think perhaps a little bit more aldehyde on that switch would help. I mean, certainly not having to push it as far to make it click. And that back feels fine, really. Worth some more investigation, but that's frankly all I'm prepared to do on a stick like this that I'm never going to use other than to show it off in reviews and so on. Nice and sturdy sticks, but yeah, plenty of better ones to own.